Paula Rego's show starts with two stories, just to show that a single story is never enough, because this exhibition is called The Story of Stories. Here you have a whisper, the start of a story, and it's a study, a drawing for an 11-metre long painting that's in the National Gallery in London. The story is the Virgin Mary's cousin is whispering, "You're going to have a baby." The other story is also a rabbit telling her father that she's pregnant, her parents. We start both cases with a genesis. And both have religion, social pressure, everything involved, and how people behave, how people feel. Paula Rego made Paradise, this painting behind me, in 1985, at the time when ideas were exploding onto the canvas or onto the paper. Paradise actually conjures up a lot of criticisms of the world, her excitements about the world. It shows this figure who is a fluid, almost ambiguous sexual creature that could stand in for Adam, the first person in the world, in the Garden of Eden. But it's a time before the snake got his way. We see the snake held firmly in the hand. And the little wasp or bee coming along and going, wow, 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 in front of it. But the real trouble comes later, when you see this human being. One of the first animals or people that she's actually grounded. Before that, most of the works were ungrounded. But this is the missionary that caused all the trouble. This picture behind me was painted in 1958. And not by Paula Rego. It's basically a canvas that she saw in their studios in Portugal in the late 50s and 60s. And at that time, though she was beginning to be successful within Portugal, they didn't have too much money to spend on canvases. So she decided to reuse this picture that he'd painted of her naked. Paula used Vic's canvas, and at that time she was doing collages. She was cutting up papers and everything. And so this is a collage against the way bigger countries bully smaller countries, imperialism, the way men have been treating women for years. So what you see here is the Orientalism, the exotic view of women by Western men, like Ang, who called one of his famous paintings Turkish Bath. And then you see a rather more amusing element in the middle, and you see there's an advertisement for a pill that enhances your breasts. But above that, she's drawn a man with a moustache, and he's getting breasts. So the fluidity and ambiguity is already there in 1960. When Paula was at art school in London in the Slade, she entered, and she was one of the youngest students there, she entered a male world. Although she did win the main artist prize one year, at the same time she said a lot of the teachers just let her get on with what she was doing so she could paint her stories in the corner, as it were, whereas serious male artists would get on and they wouldn't dream of addressing stories which they would have thought of like gossip. But Paula became a very confident artist in her studio, and here she depicts herself as the artist in the studio, mocking the image, rather like George Sand did before as a writer, of the bohemian male artist in his place. So she said, she's showing us here she's equal to everyone and more than. In 1998, Paula was very angry, particularly with her fellow women in Portugal, because there was a referendum to legalize abortion. It was a hot summer day, and most people went to the beach rather than voting. So only 10% voted. But so that made her made a series of paintings, a series of prints like the ones behind me, and many drawings. And these were used by lots of magazines and sent over round touring exhibitions. So much so that in the film that Nick, her son, has made that is showing in the exhibition, the president of Portugal said when it came to 2007 and they had another referendum, these works actually helped tilt the balance to legalize abortion.